Hello, wise and wicked friends. My name is KJ.
And I'm Shu.
And welcome to The Wise and the Wicked.
Let's discuss.
And we're back.
We're back.
We have horrible news for ourselves.
Really horrible news for ourselves.
We just spent, 40 minutes
Yeah.
nattering.
Easily 40 minutes.
And were we recording, Shu?
No,
Not a bit.
not one bit, but I just want to make a disclaimer. I'm not the sound engineer of the two of us.
It was all my fault. I
I'm
made a huge mistake.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'm glad I found out when I did.
Yeah. Oh my God. I would cry. I would have cried. But we really love making this podcast.
We're having a ball.
We're actually really happy that we get to do it again.
Second time's a charm.
I actually am so glad that this happened.
Why?
I just love repeating myself. So
Shut up.
I'm really happy.
I can only apologise to myself and Shu.
Oh, thanks. I forgive you.
It's all the same to you guys.
Yeah, you guys don't know, but listen, if we lack a little bit of luster, that is why.
Okay, so on today's episode of The Wise and the Wicked, let's discuss. We are going to be discussing the top G.
GM.
Top G GM Andrew Tate.
Yep.
Probably the biggest douchebag in the world, would you think?
He's my celebrity crush.
Is it the egghead?
Yeah.
Is it the teeny tiny blazers?
It's the blazers. And you know what? I've seen him with hair and I've seen him without hair.
Oh my God, better without hair.
Better without hair. And that's
Controversial.
I haven't seen that very often in life.
No.
And I'm all for a bald king. There's no shame here about baldiness.
No.
But generally, it would skew the other way.
Just on a, probability scale.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I do think if you're going to rock the bald, a little bit of facial hair goes a long way.
Yeah, he has a little cloud.
He has a little,
It's like a Brillo pad.
it's kind of like a fresh fade, but it's not fresh.
Yeah.
Because it's like two different lengths. It's unique.
What are those? Not the Brillo pads, the little...
Bum fluff?
Yeah, but the ones you use to clean your sink, like the kind
No,
of...
I think it is a Brillo pad.
Is it a Brillo pad?
Yeah,
like the
they're
wiry ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. They're like a few little wires. Lovely.
Wouldn't you love that? Tickling your chin.
Oh.
Well, the Wise and the Wicked just got sexy.
Sorry, I'm getting carried away.
She just loves Andrew Tate.
I do.
So today we are talking about the controversial king himself, Andrew Tate.
Well, we discuss, I guess, why we were intrigued.
Yes, let's do a quick little blurb.
Yeah. Okay. So
Why were you intrigued? Why do you fancy him so much?
Well, I think it's obvious. He's gorgeous. I think he's his aggression is just like,
Ew.
I just
love the
Wow.
pointing and shouting all the time.
and the way he goes like this with his fingers, it's like leads my mind somewhere else.
To the Illuminati.
No.
No. No, but all jokes aside, why do we actually give a fuck about Andrew Tate?
So I give a fuck about Andrew. Now, how do I say this? I don't necessarily give a fuck about Andrew Tate as a person, but I do find it really intriguing why so many people are interested in him. Like, what is he selling that these people are buying? I need to know this. And I think when, KJ, if you don't mind me speaking on both of our behalf, when we were discussing this and putting this on our social platforms, people were saying, don't give him the time of day. Don't discuss him. It's not worth it. He's horrible. Blah, 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 blah. Neither of us are disputing that he's horrible. And I think if we took that take on everything, we would not be having a podcast. But I
Yeah.
also think that it's like the only way to like try and make, this is my personal reasons anyway, the only way to like make change, and I'm not saying we're going to make like massive change by any means, but is by understanding where people are coming from and understanding people and understanding like what is it that is so intriguing about him to a certain demographic.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I think that like I think it's important to talk about people like this, because I think like he is important to so many people, and it's also important to note that though some of his messages, now a very small percentage of his messages, have some merit, his overall like brand is very dangerous and very dangerous to a very susceptible age group.
Yeah.
And it is quite concerning. And I also think that it's important to talk about the dangers for men, and like how
And dissecting it.
and also dissecting like it. I think it's good to be able to look at somebody, listen to everything they have to say, and objectively form an opinion on what they say.
Yeah.
It's like you're just flexing your bullshit detector.
Yeah.
And I think that that's healthy, and I think that it's good, and I think it's important to have conversations that aren't always positive.
Exactly, I agree. And I don't think putting your head in the sand and ignoring like Andrew Tate is out there.
Yeah, we're not giving him a platform. He has a platform.
He has a platform already. I think that like instead of turning your nose up and saying no, I would rather have an understanding and actually potentially use the learnings that we get from this to maybe change someone's mind.
Yeah.
Rather than just doing nothing.
Or maybe draw somebody's attention to a dangerous person in the media that has influence over people that we all know and love.
Yeah, give people a little bit of awareness.
Yeah.
So basically what we're trying to say is that KJ and I are single-handedly changing and saving the world.
One podcast at a time.
Yeah. And that's just the way it is.
So
And
you are welcome.
just like Andrew Tate, sign up to our Patreon and we can change your life.
And Andrew Tate, if you're listening, you are a douchebag. So quickly, just to go into his background.
Yes.
Andrew Tate was born to his
Parents.
parents. I was going to say their names, but I don't know his mother's name.
Interesting that, you sexist bitch.
Sorry, I just hate women. So Andrew Tate was the eldest of 3 siblings. He has a younger brother, Tristan, and a younger sister, Janine, who, I mean, no one knows anything about. And I think for her sake, we should leave it that way.
I actually did a little bit of research on her. Now, there's so little on her, but I was really intrigued to see kind of like, what is she doing now? Apparently they don't speak.
Yeah, I saw that. I would love to know. Now, there's no need for me to have this piece of information, but I would like to know her relationship with their mother, because the mother has a good relationship with the sons. So I wonder how Janine feels about that.
Yeah, I'd be so interested. We'll get her on the pod.
Get her on the pod. So the family were born in the States first, and then they moved, once the parents split up, when Andrew was 10, they moved to Luton.
In the UK.
In the UK, which is in London.
Which would certainly explain his weird ass accent.
His
accent is bizarre.
It sounds quite like Northern English.
It does.
Sometimes.
I think he kind of sounds like, I feel like I'm wrong with this description, but I feel like he kind of sounds like a pirate.
Yeah, it's very like, oh.
Yeah.
Don't worry, guys. There'll be clips and you can judge him for yourselves. I would like to talk about his father.
Okay.
So his father, Emery Tate.
Emery's a nice name.
Was an international chess master. And he was a bit of a interesting character.
A bit of a rolling stone.
So wherever he laid his hat was his home. Is
that one of your tattoos?
No, it's Thank You. No, it is a very popular song.
Sorry, you just laid
maybe
that out for
future-
me.
maybe
You
future tattoo.
You just laid that there for me. I had
There's
to
still
take it.
time. I have lots of room. So he taught his sons from a young age that their mother was in charge of keeping them alive and that he was in charge of teaching them how to be men in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And they had very separate roles. Okay. Not too bad so far. I mean, it's not traditional in modern terms, but
Yeah.
like I guess he maybe, yeah, sure, whatever. So apparently he is a diagnosed narcissist.
His father.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is proclaimed by Andrew Tate himself. And he said his father was a diagnosed narcissist and many think he is, but he's not.
Okay, so the psychiatrist or whoever diagnosed him is just wrong.
No. Many think that Andrew is also a narcissist,
sorry.
but Andrew doesn't believe that.
He thinks he's not a narcissist.
Yeah.
Okay.
No one else thinks that he's not a narcissist,
Yeah, well,
but Andrew does. So I
I
mean,
feel like there's
it
very
must be true.
few narcissists out there that will agree that they're a narcissist.
Yeah,
I
like
think
I'm a
that's
self-proclaimed narcissist.
That's like literally
no.
one of the symptoms of being a narcissist.
Literally. Anyway, so from a very young age, there's a pretty famous haircut incident that happened.
I heard about this.
So basically, the mother took her sons out for a bit of a haircut,
Mm-hmm.
and they came home and they weren't happy with how their hair was cut. And like, sorry, when you're a little boy, now keep in mind the parents broke up when Andrew was 10, so he was less than 10.
Okay.
Little baby boy.
Oh.
Didn't like his haircut, and his father gave him hell for not liking his haircut. And he actually did tweet about it. Anyway, allegedly, the father, allegedly by Andrew Tate, that is, or sorry, Cobra Tate, as he refers to himself
Ick.
on Twitter. Emery took the boys back to the barber and was like, nobody should care about their hair and it's feminine to care about your hair and blah, 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 and ordered the barber to shave both their heads.
Right.
Not gently, but the sounds of things. Anyway, so he tweeted twice about this incident. Cobra Tate did.
Obviously a big trigger for him.
So we'll get into how he talks about his zaddy, but there's some
Zaddy issues.
zaddy issues. So he basically said, quote, Mum said, your dad is crazy. It's only a haircut. See why I can't be around your dad anymore. The next day, Dad calls the house and tells me to go to his hotel that he's staying at. I go, we play chess. He said, your mother does the best she can, but she's still a female. I didn't reply. The next tweet says that his father said, females fucking around with haircuts. You won't be raised into a little bitch. We left the hotel and he marched me to the barber shop where he paid to have my head shaved. I protested. Why? Dunno. Was a kid. But I feared my dad as if he was God himself.
My God.
So sorry, there's a lot going on in those two tweets. The first one is, she's still a female. She does the best she can. Great parenting. And it was shortly after this that they broke up.
Weird.
I know.
I have no idea why.
Now, he tweeted that on the 11th of April, 2023, and I don't know why, but it makes me sad.
Yeah.
It makes me sad for little baby 10-year-old Tate.
Yeah, no wonder he's so fucked up.
Yeah, which leads me to this interview that I watched, and I actually think that you watched it as well, with David Sutcliffe, who is a psychiatrist. Mm-hmm. He interviewed Andrew Tate in his home. Sorry, I should say in his compound in Romania, because he couldn't leave because he got arrested. Anyway, so he went and, God love him, did his best. And it was really interesting, the kind of things that it brought out around parenting and, well, mostly fathering. And he goes on to say basically that when they left the US and moved to Luton, he only saw his dad around once a year. Which, like, that's not very much. Especially, like, a year when you're that age.
Yeah, definitely.
Is a lifetime. Absolute lifetime.
And, yeah, when you're like a teenage boy.
Yeah. I feel like you'd see that, like, you know, distant relative once a year, and you kind of just feel like you don't really know them.
Yeah.
Like, let alone your parent.
It's probably like extremely built up. like every time he'd see him, he was like looking forward to it so much.
Yeah, like really, really excited.
Yeah.
So the psychiatrist goes on to ask him, like, did it hurt his feelings that his father wasn't around, and how did he cope with that and everything like that? And Andrew Tate like jumps to his defense, which is cute and sad in equal measure. He's like, says how he respects that his dad was busy and that like he was out being a hero.
Playing chess.
He was playing chess, but he was like going to war and coming back with stories. Like that's how he described it. Like it was like, yeah, no, he was playing chess and he was is it a master or a grandmaster or whatever it is at chess? Like obviously big deal in the chess community.
Yeah.
But Andrew Tate basically went on to say that like it didn't bother him that his dad wasn't there, which like just simply cannot be true. You're 10.
Yeah.
And he also says that he had to earn his dad's time and that he couldn't have as much of it as he wanted. And he didn't ever feel that his dad owed him all of his time.
Can I ask, is Andrew Tate a father?
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah, he has loads of kids. He's never confirmed how many, but it's somewhere between 10 and 12.
No way.
Yeah. And he also, he said it's confidential how many children he has. And confidential. And he also, it's confidential how many mothers there is.
Because he did say he has 6 girlfriends at one stage. So I'd say that would be quite hard.
That was like early on as well.
Yeah.
I don't believe he's married.
Yeah.
So I think they're all
feel
girlfriends.
like he's not into marriage. He also strikes me, now it's completely assumption, he strikes me as someone that wouldn't really be into contraception.
Well, because I think he wants kids, as in like I think he wants like a little mini Tate army. But what is exactly to your point, like that's what makes his views on his own father really interesting because obviously you learn how to parent from your parents.
Yeah,
and he talks
which
about
is something we learned from our girl Gypsy Rose.
Exactly,
and Dee Dee.
Exactly. God, harrowing. But when he talks about the man he is. Sorry, I said man in quotes. He is a man. When he talks about the man he is today, he said it's thanks to his father, which is really interesting. It's like his mother doesn't come into the parenting equation at all.
Also, it sounds like he's like overcompensating for something. Like, okay, I'm not saying his dad was a bad father by any standards, but
he wasn't exactly a warm, cushy father.
He wasn't, but I'm just saying, like, how much of an impact can you have when you see your child once a year?
Exactly. Like once a year. Now, in fairness, they did move back to the US later and he saw him more.
Yeah.
But even still, like, you have an impact on your child when you're putting them to bed at night and feeding them their dinner and doing the everyday boring things. They learn from you. And like part of who he is today is from his mother and he can't deny that. Like that's literally just like the facts of being raised by a human.
Absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Literally. But it was interesting what he was saying about his father's time feeling like it needed to be earned. Like he said that if he asked his father to teach him how to play chess, he would like set aside a few hours of his day to go through chess with him. Because obviously chess was a massive passion for the father. And like I remember my dad teaching me chess when I was younger because he was like, it's a skill you need.
Yeah, like strategy.
Literally. And it's also just like, you can travel the world and play chess with people.
Yeah.
And it's all just, it's like
universal.
It's universal. And I get that. And then he was saying how his father would like, free up time in the day to teach him how to play chess. But then when it came to anything else, like playing games or anything like that, his father would be like, no, I'm busy.
Interesting. So his dad only wants to play
on his terms. But he also said like...
Sounds like every man I know.
Whoa.
Sorry.
But basically he says he uses that in his own parenting skills, that he does useful things with his children. Like he'll see with them for like an hour or two and that's it. And I was like, that is... I mean, in fairness, if you have 12 children like he alleges that he does, it must be hard to spend your time with all of them.
Yeah, and it must be really hard to get them into the compound in Romania.
I know.
All the time.
Literally. So yeah, he basically just said he has the world's best father and that he didn't owe him all of his time. And it was just really interesting because the therapist, David, what did I say his name was? David Sutcliffe, basically just kept being like, but you're a little boy. Like you were a little boy. You thinking, oh, dad's not here because he doesn't love me is a very normal thing to think.
Yeah.
And like he basically was like, no, because that would be ungrateful. And he has this whole like rhetoric about like fathers going out and going to war, as he puts it, and coming back with stories rather than sitting at home. Because if you sit at home, and I quote, sit at home and be a second mother, in which case you're not a man.
Right.
Yeah. And like, he says that that's why he goes out and hustles and pimping or whatever the feck.
Yeah.
And he said he wants to be the kind of man that his sons want to emulate. No mention of his daughters. Need I
Does he
say?
have daughters?
Yeah.
Okay.
He wants to be the kind of man his son wants to emulate, and he needs to be a hero, but you can't be a hero sitting at home.
Okay. Interesting. It's just so funny the way he's speaking, because it sounds like when he's like, you can't be a hero. And I'm not discrediting when people are working hard, if they're working in like business or whatever, like you still certainly work hard. But it's the way he's talking as if he's like out in the front lines.
Exactly, like going to war and being a hero. Yeah, like I mean,
he can't be a hero, but it's like, what do you like? I'm not discrediting you. It's not working hard, and you know, people that work hard are working in like the likes of business or in a corporate job or whatever. Obviously, slaving away, they're earning money for their family. But it's just the phrasing of it is that he's like being a hero. Like it's not like. It's admirable to work hard, but you're not a hero.
Yeah, it's not heroic.
It's not heroic, yeah. But that's my opinion.
Yeah, like, and it's all very black and like he talks in such extremes all the time.
Yeah,
like everything is either you're going to work and being a hero, or you're sitting at home and being like staring into the abyss doing nothing. Like it's like there's no in between.
It's like, give it a rest.
And it's like, no, some people are just trying to like do their best,
just trying
to live their bloody lives, and like. Yeah, like you should want to be the type of person that your children want to emulate, 100%. But
also, why? Is it like because you want your kids to have like a really good life and you want them to have a better life than you had, or is it your own ego?
I think it's ego, because he goes on about the Tate name and how he has like a duty to his ancestors to live up to the Tate name. And I think that he thoroughly believes that like he's passing that down to his children, that this duty goes down to them as well. And I think that that's not fair.
I'd actually be so intrigued to hear what his kids think, in particular his daughters. Like,
I think they're pretty young. I mean, he's only 36.
No, but I mean when they grow up.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, moving on to the next thing is, so this was his upbringing, and then him and his brother went on to do kickboxing. And I believe he was pretty did really well in kickboxing.
Is that where he got his name, the Cobra?
No, I think that's more than likely self-done. I mean, maybe.
Is that a
euphemism?
Euphemism.
Oh, it's an overcompensation if it is. Cobra Tate. God, I like. Ugh.
If you had to give yourself a name, what would it be?
I mean, I gave myself KJ.
I can't say that.
A euphemism.
A euphemism.
I don't know.
Dusty Flaps KJ.
You thought of that way too fast. You little bitch. How have you got that cooking over there?
I've known you for over 20 years.
Have you ever known my flaps to be dusty?
That is true.
Yeah, so fuck off.
You've never had a dusty flap in your life.
Never would I. What are you? Dusty Flaps KJ doesn't even go.
I know.
I'm calling that out, you bitch. What would I be? I don't know.
Come on.
Well, what would you be?
If I had to give my name, I'd be like...
I feel like it has to be alliteration, and it shouldn't be, because Cobra Tate isn't.
Sugar Tits Shoe.
Sugar Tits Shoe.
That'd be mine.
Oh my God, I like that.
Kinky KJ.
Oh my God, my best friend in Prague, shout out to Christina. She calls me Kinky Katie, and she has the entire time I've met her. And she actually has like a whole alter ego for me. So I'll be Kinky KJ. That's cool.
Okay. And Sugar Tits Shoe.
Yeah. I'm so happy we established our ex names.
Let's change our Instagram handles to that.
And we should start tweeting obscenities.
And referring to ourselves like
In the
that
third
directly.
person?
Yeah.
So Kinky Katie thinks, or no, sorry, Kinky KJ.
Kinky KJ.
Kinky KJ.
What does KJ stand for?
What do you mean? What does KJ stand for?
No, I was trying to think of something funny.
My name.
Knob.
Knob Jaws.
Yeah.
That was such a loud snort. I loved it. It was like echoey in my ears.
that is it. Knob jaws. If anyone ever wondered what
Oh my god, knob jockey.
knob jockey. Oh
Knob
my
jaws.
god.
Sorry,
Well.
knob jockey's way.
Yeah.
What is shoe? What's shoe short for?
Humongous tits.
Can you see that she's obsessed with her tits?
It's not just me.
Shush.
Okay.
I don't know. Like, I'm not that funny right now. It is 1 o'clock in the morning.
I know.
Um,
We do our best work at midnight when we're delirious.
it's when we really start to kick things off.
Oh, go
Okay,
on.
so he was kickboxing, boxing and kicking.
Yeah.
And he was doing pretty well as far as we know. So well, in fact, that him and his brother got onto a reality show.
Oh, is this the Traveller?
Yeah. I thought it was called Survivor, but I could be wrong.
No, his brother was on Survivor.
Oh, his brother was on Survivor.
And he was on like The Biggest Traveller. Because I remember hearing the name and being like, that means something else here.
That wouldn't fly this side of the pond.
They didn't think of the Irish English cohort.
They never do.
No.
Anyway, so when that all ended, I don't even think we need to go into that because it's so blah. And like
But apparently in one of the interviews I saw, and he basically was just a big knob, and that's where he, I think, established the fact that being controversial can get you like headlines. So he was basically a knob in that, and came across badly, and like people didn't like him, blah blah blah, and then like, but that got him results.
Yeah. I would also like to just preface here for context that he's definitely very intelligent.
Oh, I totally agree.
Like there's no doubting the intelligence, and his father was very intelligent.
Yeah.
Like obviously to be that high up in chess, in the chess game, you need to be very, very bright. And
Very bright.
his dad taught him that the world is chess, and he basically says that he goes about everything like it's a game of chess, which means like
Strategy.
massively strategic. Yeah. And I think that that's exactly what he did in the reality TV game. I
Yeah.
think he manipulated those around him, and I think he befriended some and not others selectively.
Figured out who the allies were.
Yeah. And like he played the game, and
Yeah,
I think
he
it was
got on
very
Traders.
conscious.
Do you know the show Traders?
No?
It's like, I need to watch it, but it's basically like there's a trade. It's like people go to a house in Scotland and there's like traders, and it's all a game of strategy and trying to figure out who's good
I feel
and
like
who's
that's
bad.
just like how he goes about his
and Big
daily
Brother.
life.
It's true.
Well, we'll get to the Big Brother bit.
Yes.
So yeah, he was on Biggest Traveller, and he basically, like as we said, just like played the game, played the people, played the audience, and he was portrayed as the biggest knob you'd ever seen in your life.
Knob jockey.
Like just such an asshole. Like you hated him from the get-go.
Yeah.
And like he was like this tall little bean sprout. Like he was 21 actually, sorry, for timeline content.
Interesting.
Context. But so then apparently himself and Tristan, his brother, came home from their reality TV shows, and they sat down and had a meeting about how to become rich.
Okay.
Because like judging by everything that he says, like being rich and being famous is kind of all he wants.
Yeah. Seems like it.
Notoriety, as he would call it.
Notoriety.
So basically himself and Tristan started up this cam girl
Oh, yes.
website. Now, Andrew Tate, I'm not going to put in this clip because honestly, it makes me want to vomit. But he is on a podcast called Fresh and Fit and Fab or whatever the fuck they call it.
Nip and tuck.
Nip and tuck.
Fit and Fab.
What do they call themselves?
They're called Fresh and Fit.
Fresh and Fit. Yeah, so he was on this podcast, Nip and Tuck, and they were talking about. He ended up talking about why he started the cam business and how it all started. So, in a nutshell,
he also thought that he invented the cam girl.
He did
business.
He did it. He just happened to do it after hundreds and thousands of people, but he definitely invented it.
I know, it's literally
Make no mistake.
There's every time, not that I would ever go on a porn site, but every time they're just popping up everywhere.
They do pop up everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, maybe you have Andrew to thank for that.
Well, he basically said that when you're a kickboxer, professional kickboxer, the ring girls, as he refers to them as, now I'm sure they have probably a better name, a nicer name. Anyway, he calls them the ring girls. Apparently, when one of them steps into your ring, they're yours.
Oh, I didn't know that. Maura Higgins was a ring girl.
Was she?
Yeah, that's how she kind of started her.
Oh my God. There you go now. The more you know. So he had ownership
of the girlies.
Of some ring girlies. About 5 of them, his girlfriends. Which is the common...
Is that what
common
friends and girlfriends means?
It's actually ownership. No, but it's not ownership in a mutual way.
Oh,
he owns you.
He owns you.
Yeah,
that's hot.
That's hot. Anyway, so he was like, "Come over to my house, and we're all gonna get rich together." Now he goes on this whole tangent about how they didn't know each other, and how he basically got them all in one room, sat them around a table, and was like, "Oh yeah, you're all my girlfriends," and they started a huge fight, and he, I don't know, wanked off in the corner when this is all happening, and it was all so fucking gross and icky, sticky.
There's something about him that reminds me, and maybe it's his appearance, but do you remember that show, The Tinder Swindler?
Oh my God, yeah.
There's something about him that
well, it's just the genuine insincerity.
Yeah.
That's
and especially in that interview I saw, the one that we watched there of him explaining the whole story about these cam girls and how they didn't know, and he was like, ha ha ha.
Oh, he was cracking up. And what was worse was that the Nip and Tuck guys were cracking up as well.
Yeah, but they
were just sucking them off. They literally loved it.
Their laughs were the biggest ick I've ever seen in my life. I was like, they are just so cringe.
So fucking cringe. Sorry, I'm moving my feet. For all who are listening to this as an audio, I moved my feet. Feet pics to follow.
If you sign up to our higher level on Patreon.
Oh, you can't afford it though. It's so prestigious.
Little and large. We've got something to offer everyone.
We cater to all foot fetishes.
Yeah.
We do not discriminate.
We do not discriminate.
Anyway, we're making a very long story even longer. They started a cam girl business, basically only 2 of Andrew Tate's girls. I'm only calling them that because that's how he calls them, and that actually makes me feel a bit vomity.
Let's call them girly pops.
Girly pops. So Andrew Tate's girly pops, 2 of them stuck around to start up this cam business.
Because they loved him.
Because they were in love with him. Because every girl is in love with him.
And that's why they were so upset when they found out there were so many.
Yeah.
But don't blame them.
No, in fairness, if you found out your boyfriend had 4 other girlfriends, you'd be fairly pissed off.
You'd be kind of annoyed,
but I mean, did you not see the red flags before that? Was there no red flags? Maybe any conversation you had with him leading up to that moment?
Yeah, but men they can blind you.
Well, I do think he's a love bomber.
Yeah. We all know them.
Yeah, oh God, we do. Anyway, we'll get into that. But basically, he started up this cam girl business, which was essentially just these girls on laptops or on computers chatting on a live feed to somebody else at the end. Now, this was obviously quite common back then. So this was what?
Yeah, ever hear of chat roulette?
9 years ago, 10 years ago. Yeah, exactly. It was basically chat roulette. So they were tip-tap typing on their keyboards, and they could see the the lady was on camera, and
Mm-hmm.
obviously the whoever that they were speaking to, I don't think that they were. But Andrew Tate over here didn't trust them to say the right things because they're dumb, because
They're girly pops.
they're girly pops. And females know nothing about anything, especially business. God forbid.
No way.
So instead of being like, oh, I fancy, big burly men with beards who they'd be chatting to, they were saying the wrong things. So
Like, I like little feminine boys.
yeah, they'd be like, oh, I like strong, rich, muscly men.
Oh, okay.
And they're like the opposite. And Andrew Tate was like,
I want
no,
a
you
man
need
to
to
like
talk
protect
to-
me and this kind of thing.
yeah, like you need to talk, say you fancy the guy you're talking to, basically.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like, sure. But like, you could just say that and they believe you. But instead, he gave them fake keyboards and he would talk to the men on their behalf.
Oh, just so like to make sure they feel valued.
Channeling his inner...
He's like making sure the girls like feel valued, feel like they're doing something worthwhile. But like
Yeah.
actually, he's actually a hero.
He is on the front lines.
He's a hero. He's like making sure the girlies feel like they're, putting out something worthwhile and
Exactly.
putting their best foot forward. But actually, he's doing the hard work.
Exactly.
He's on the front lines, as you said. He's in
Absolutely.
the trenches.
He's doing the hard work for us. So anyway, this business ended up making a lot of money, as they did back in the day. And Cobra Tate over here was keeping 80% of the money that these women were working. They were all doing all the work.
And he was...
And lying, like, seductively on the bed and, like, typing away fakely.
Mhm.
And he was taking 80% of their cut.
Okay.
And then he ended up having, I think he said 75 girls in total at one point. He had loads. And this is when some very suspicious activity happened.
Okay.
And there is a Channel 4 documentary that came out in January. It's on YouTube for all who want to watch it. We will link it below. But basically, during this process, 2 of the girls that had interacted with him came forward and accused him of rape. Now, all alleged, nothing has been confirmed, but one of them was one of said cam girls. So around the time that the cam girl, one of them was a cam girl, another one was just was a woman that he met in a club one night or something.
Okay.
But around the time that the cam girl was going to the police about this alleged rape, where did Cobra Tate go?
Romania.
The Big Brother house.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Exactly. For fuck's sake, indeed.
Where'd you go when all this happens?
The
You
big-
go on a fucking... where there's cameras everywhere.
Literally everywhere. You can't even sleep.
Yeah, okay.
So he was in the Big Brother house in 2016,
Yeah.
and he was great.
I watched an interview with him while he was in the Big Brother house.
Oh yeah.
Or while he basically got evicted. Or not even evicted, he got kicked out.
Yeah. No, we'll get into why he got kicked out.
But I was just going to say about him being, like, he just didn't click with any of the...
No, and it was the same vibe as when he was on the other show. Like he tried
He's
to
playing the
manipulate
villain.
everybody. Yeah, like the villains got...
They got a lot of airtime. Like, it's an easy...
trope.
Yeah, like it's an easy role to play.
Well, like there's no such thing as bad press.
Exactly.
And then, so he basically the girl or the woman who accused him of the sexual crimes, she was going to the police at the time, and then she saw that he appeared on Channel 5 on Big Brother.
Yeah.
And of course she was like to the police, like, how can you have somebody who we're trying to charge with sexual assault on a reality show? That's absolutely outrageous. So this was all kicking off when another video of him leaked. And this video, now it's in the documentary. Again, we're not going to link it. It's pretty graphic. There's 2 videos. They're both pretty graphic. But the first one is of Andrew Tate whipping a woman.
Jesus.
And he says it's consensual S&M, which it could well have been. But it's not a Channel 5
Doesn't really
special.
align.
You know what I mean?
Really align.
It doesn't align to the Big Brother house, especially with the rape allegations
Yeah.
against him as well. So like it was just like icing on the shit cake.
Yeah.
So he was like, oh, She loved it. She loved it. She wanted it. It was consensual. It was consensual.
Mhm.
And basically, the Big Brother house were like, "You got to go." So they kicked him out,
Fair.
and he was put into like an in-betweeny house. Don't they do that? Because like you can't just go straight out of the Big Brother house.
Mhm.
Anyway, so he was kicked out. And a few days after he was kicked out, another video came out.
Oh God.
Now, this video is of one of his main cam girls who was his girlfriend way back when. She
Okay.
was, I believe she was one of the two
Oh, the
ladies that started
top,
it.
The top girlies.
Top girly pops.
Okay.
And she was in this video. Oh my God. Like, I actually don't know if I could watch it properly. Like, it was really hard to watch.
Oh God.
He like reefed her hair, slapped her in the face, like was like
hell.
shouting at her and like pinned her down on the bed.
Jesus.
And she was definitely in distress. Like, she was crying, she was screaming. Like, it was horrendous. Like, he fully hit her and beat her
And how was this on camera?
because she was doing her
cam girl stuff.
Cam girl stuff.
And he was
So it
just
like
caught on
recorded.
camera.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay.
So this video leaked,
Yeah.
and everybody was like, "Okay, you are 100% a sexual predator."
Yeah.
And then shortly after that, the same cam girl came out and was like, "Oh, he never would hurt a fly. He wouldn't do anything to hurt anybody. We were just joking. It's just
Yeah.
like a little bit we do." And she still works for him today.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm.
That's loyalty.
So since he left the Big Brother house, or was politely, not so politely, kicked off it,
Yeah.
he has blown the fuck up.
Yeah.
So he started a university,
Yes.
Hustlers University, teaching people how to be
A hustler.
a hustler. And basically he had a whole message of teaching men in a very feminine driven, women can be anything they want and women are the superior gender, which is not the case, but anyway. If basically he thought that the world was too focused on women being empowered, and he thought that maybe men needed more empowerment.
Mm-hmm.
Again, fair message. He has some very small nuggets of insight.
Yeah.
But he did this in a very anti-female way,
Yes.
and mostly via Twitter.
Yeah. I'm looking here just before we kind of move off the Hustler University.
Oh yeah?
I think it's kind of worth kind of
Are you looking at it there?
Yeah, I'm looking
Okay.
at it right now.
Tell us about Hustlers University.
Okay, so let's see. Join 178,000 plus students achieving financial freedom. Secure your spot now before the price increases. I'm going to join. So unlock access to live calls and AMA with experts. That's Ask Me Anything, in case you didn't know. 24/7 support and on-demand guidance. Over 18 modern wealth creation methods. 17 distinct campuses. Professionally made video licenses. All for 49.99. With no additional fees. Let's see.
Sorry, as in $5,000. Did I hear that wrong?
49.
Oh, €49.
Yeah, dollars.
That's not true.
That's how much it is.
Surely not.
Yeah, unless it's per month. But it's like the main key is our community. Have you ever had the chance to directly communicate with someone making six figures every month? Hustle University students support each other, overcome problems as a community, and celebrate our achievements. Choose your path. I grew up broke and now I'm a multimillionaire. I teach the deserving the secrets to modern wealth creation. Andrew Cobra Tate. Why does he call himself Cobra? Choose your skill. There's
He's got a
always
small dick.
yeah, that really does give such small dick energy.
He is the definition of
A small dick energy. Yeah, 100%. Do this, do that. Money arrives. Hustler University will teach you how to generate money. And that is exactly what will happen once you follow our system. You will gain instant access to 18 modern, I said that, full lesson plans, daily informative videos, a treasure trove of resources, guidance, and how to navigate them, a community of like-minded individuals, everything you need to know about how to make money. The first thing I do really want to say is I'm shocked at the level, the quality of the website. This is his actual website, and it looks like spam.
Really?
It literally looks like it reminds me of like a garage.
Show me.
Like I could make that
Yeah.
on Canva. So it says secure your spot
Plug.
for $49. Yeah, for this is not a sponsored post. Secure your yeah, not yet. Your spot for $49. Our price will increase to $147 after. I'm also surprised he only has 180,000 members. Like that's not that many. That's like
a lot of idiots.
That's like the subscribers to our podcast.
But like that is mostly young, susceptible minds.
Yeah.
And I'd love to know the male to female ratio there.
Well, I would love to. Oh my God.
Like it's definitely 100%.
I love this as well. Like it's like 178, 959, and the price will increase at 18 or 180,000 students. Like it's just so basic. Like as in like quick, secure this because there's this many people. Like I'm just like,
It's
is this
so
the
spammy.
secret? Is this the secret that we're missing? Is like a numbers game of saying that this 95% completion before the fucking price goes up by $100. Like, sorry, this literally is such shit quality.
Yeah. It's also...
So, can I do this method if I'm below 18? Sure, there's plenty of young guys inside Hustlers University who are pulling in several thousands a month. Do you have access to the internet? That's all you need. I'd love to, like, is there an FAQ?
So sure, children, you can give me your money too.
Oh my God. I just can't get over how shit this I'm sorry, Andrew, but like I will, if you pay me $180,000, I will do this.
Don't even go there.
I'll do it for you, Andrew.
That actually, do you know what? That picture with the big ugly arrow, that is fucking spam. Like that looks like an ugly pop-up that you're like, ugh, get rid of that.
Yeah.
With like the stark colouring and
everything is just so shit. I know, maybe this is what like appeals. I'd love to know the data behind this.
I mean, in fairness, he definitely has a team of people who are making it this way, so it obviously works.
That's what I'm saying. I'd love to like
Young,
understand the
susceptible
psychology
minds.
behind it.
The psychology is the less the better.
Yeah.
The brighter colours the better.
Yeah.
And like the less reading the better. Like there's barely any words on that page.
It really, yeah. Wow. Blown away.
Blown away by the shiteness. Well, so the Hustlers University, basically he's not only showing young young susceptible men. He's also, the whole premise is like get rich, get bitches.
Yeah.
Like that's literally it.
It doesn't say that here. It's not included. The bitches part isn't included.
Oh my God, it's so surprising. They just come free.
I think
on
so.
top.
I think it's like that's like an
it's a guarantee.
Yeah,
You
it's
don't
like
even
a
need to
bonus.
say it.
Yeah.
Because where there's money, there's bitches. Am I right?
Am I right, girls?
Am I right, girls? Yeah. So.
Oh, it includes fitness. Thank God.
In fairness, he is absolutely ripped. Like,
Yeah, give
there's
him
one
that.
thing he spent his money on or his time on, and it ain't his kids.
No.
It's his biceps.
It is. That's true.
He does have like triangle man energy though.
Yeah.
Like big on top, little on the bottom.
Yeah, but that's psychology, or like history says that's like the perfect ratio for what women find attractive.
Do women find the teeny tiny clothes attractive?
No, the little dolly clothes.
Sorry, my favorite thing ever is there's two of my favorite things ever. He does so many interviews. Actually, sorry for anyone who cares about my tangent. The Piers Morgan interview he did in Romania 3 months ago. Firstly, I'd like to say the blazer can only be matched to one I got on Boohoo years ago. That has like, it's like this shitty, shiny,
like
soft
shiny,
fabric. Obviously stretchy to get over said biceps.
Yeah.
But the lapels are like the size of his neck.
I know.
They're teeny weeny tiny, and it just makes him look like he borrowed his daughter's clothes.
It kind of looks like a penguin.
It just makes him look so unkempt or something. I'm like, firstly, you can afford better quality clothes. What are you wearing? And now I'm sure that wasn't cheap, but it certainly looks cheap.
I know. It's the teeny clothes for me.
It's the teeny clothes. We get it. You're absolutely ripped.
You're ripped. You're amazing.
But like, you are a world fighting kickboxer. Like, you do not need to show us your muscles every chance you get. Like, you don't need to do podcasts topless.
No. Well, no.
We see you in your shit tattoos. We know you've got muscles, and you're boring.
Yeah, boring.
So sorry. Tell me about the tweets with Greta Thunberg. So sorry, but a bit of context before we get into it. This is what led him to be arrested. So leading up to this, Andrew Tate was, of course, alleged to have sexually assaulted 4 women, but he wasn't formally charged. And then he moved from the UK to Romania for reasons that are suspicious, to say the
Very
least.
suspicious.
And he went into hiding.
Yes.
The police couldn't find him. And then while he was in said hiding with his brother Tristan, he got into a tweet war with Greta Thunberg.
Yes. So it says here on the article that I'm reading, he is a professional misogynist and online entrepreneur, which I just think is so funny because I just think LinkedIn, your title, your CV. What do you do? I'm a professional misogynist.
He loves that.
Oh, I know he loves it. Ugh. But basically, he tweeted Greta Thunberg, who was 19 at the time, and he's a 36-year-old man, as you do. And he said, please provide your email address so I can send a complete list of my car collection and their respective enormous emissions. So the idea of this was to kind of like mocking her for her climate commitment. But of course, because she is a queen, so she tweeted him back. And she replied saying, yes, please do enlighten me. Email me at smalldickenergy@getalife.com. It's just so good.
Woman.
Just so good and so simple.
And well executed and just, tasteful.
Tasteful.
Loved it.
But obviously this got our poor little Andrew.
Oh, his knickers in a twist.
Got his little teeny tiny frilly knickers in a twist.
And he couldn't let her have the last word.
No. So obviously he decided, like, it stung his little baby ego.
Poor baby.
Little baby. And he wrote or posted a video of himself and his brother Tristan
which we'll link below because it's kind of gas.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just trying to find this. So he basically, he tweeted out a video where he tried to reassert his masculinity and status by status. He was in a little teeny tiny dressing gown, a cigar in hand,
tweeny weeny itty bitty yellow polka dot bikini,
a little lacy number.
Oh,
so sweet and so cute.
A nice little slit for his teeny tiny legs.
His teeny tiny skinny little teeny whiny legs. But so he basically was in his dressing gown and he had a cigar obvs and he had a pizza box as a prop. What was quite funny is that because he had this pizza box in the video, the police in Romania were able to identify, it gave them a lead to where he was. They had his address, like the pizza box could say obviously where the pizza was, therefore they could find him. They got the address, found him.
From a pizza place, found him.
From a pizza place.
What a dum-dum.
What a dum-dum. So silly.
Trying to flex your biceps to Greta Thunberg and you got done for sex trafficking. You fucking
it's just honestly
little boy.
So funny. And then what was even better is Greta Thunberg topped it all off and she dryly tweeted saying, "This is what happens when you don't recycle your pizza boxes."
Fucking queen.
So good. I just think it's so funny. I just
God, I
like,
love that.
Oh, it's just so good. It's like literally like the perfect. That's just like the perfect. Like that's like this silly, sweet revenge that you want somebody to get.
Oh yeah, like it's stunning.
Yeah. So yeah, then that's why he got arrested, thanks to Greta.
Yeah. So after he did all of this, I think like he was pretty famous, but I remember him coming into kind of the stratosphere a lot more after the whole Greta Thunberg thing, because it was so outrageous, and it kind of got him into different areas of the internet that he wasn't before.
Yeah.
And this is when he slowly but surely became the most hated man on the internet.
Oh, yeah.
And he was huge then. And like, sorry, but like his brother Tristan, not a mention.
No.
And he got arrested too. He's been doing the crimes just as much as Andrew has, but he's not as quite as loud and obnoxious as his big brother.
He's not much of an egomaniac.
No. He kind of, Tristan gives me like, sure, Andrew, I'll just do what my big brother says. And he's just kind of like along for the ride.
Andrew.
Yeah, I'd say like Andrew is calling all the shots and Tristan's just like, okay.
He's just going with it. Why not? It's kind of cute that they're besties.
It's cute that they're besties, but it's not, the crime ring is, I mean.
Yeah, I suppose.
It's not cute.
That's not cute, obviously, but I'm just like...
No, it is cute that they're besties. And they also apparently have a really good relationship with their mom, which I have many questions about.
That is interesting.
Yeah. But anyway, to kind of circle back, he became into the stratosphere. He became the most hated man on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Since then, he's been more prevalent in schools, more prevalent in conversations, more prevalent across all the generations, as we've spoken about. And he went to prison.
Mad.
As he should have.
Yeah.
So he spent 3 months himself and Tristan spent 3 months in a Romanian jail cell where he said it was covered in cockroaches.
Do you think they share a cell?
They did share a cell, yeah.
Oh, it's cute.
Cute. And they...
The two of them cuddled up together.
Snuggly bugs. Literally bugs with the cockroaches.
But not in a gay way.
No.
Because they're brothers.
Men snuggle, okay?
Yeah. Real men snuggle.
Real men snuggle. You heard it here first. But anyway, they spent 3 months there. Then they spent the next 3 months on house arrest. And after that, they weren't allowed to leave the country of Romania.
Okay.
Until... Dun, dun, dun. Last week.
Yes.
When a douchebag.
Dum-dum.
Dum-dum douchebag number
Or
2.
is he a dum-dum? Maybe he's like actually really smart.
Maybe he's a big fat snitch.
Yeah.
And a snitch in a good way.
Yeah.
A whistleblower.
Yeah, whistleblower. That's what we call good snitches.
Good snitches are whistleblowers. Bad snitches get stitches.
But whistleblowers are cool.
Whistleblowers get fist bumps.
Yeah.
So this dude was called Aiden Ross.
Yeah. But it's spelled A-D-I-N.
Aid.
In.
Actually, wouldn't that be Adin?
Oh, maybe.
But it's Aiden.
Aiden.
Somebody didn't win the spelling bee.
No, fair enough.
Son.
Listen, there's no need for the extra A. Save us time.
Anyway, so what happened with them?
He, it was a Kicks is the name of the platform. He was invited to hang out with Andrew, and he like put it on Kicks. It's a gaming platform, and was like going to play with Andrew or something later. My pal Andrew, and then.
No, Andrew said he had to come and hang out with him because he was leaving Romania.
Oh, I misread.
Sounds okay. So he was like, it's late. He was like, we're leaving soon and never coming back. So come on over and.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Give me a fucking wank before I
Game.
leave. Game.
Code word.
Code word for suck me off, bro, before I
Yeah.
blow this popsicle stand. Anyway, and little bitty Aiden said, I'm going to go hang out with my cool friend before he leaves Romania forever. Not thinking that he's not legally not allowed to leave the country, and you just ratted on him to the entire.
Yeah.
So anyway, now
Ado.
Ado meant that him and Tristan got detained in Romania last week. But then I have to talk about two things.
Yeah.
His Piers Morgan interview where he talks about you got 3 lives in this world. It's absolute fucking
If you can't-
horse shit. I'm going to put in the clip. I have to.
That noise that I just made there is me rolling my eyes into another dimension. There is not enough roll that can be done. My eyes can't physically do it.
He thinks he's some sort of cat with multiple lives.
How dare he?
So he knew he was going to get cancelled. He loved getting cancelled.
Yeah.
And
But he's been trying to get cancelled since. It's also called it's not The Biggest Traveller, it's Ultimate Traveller. Which honestly I don't know which is worse.
Not great, guys.
Yeah, anyway, since Ultimate Traveller he's been trying to get himself cancelled because that's when he realised, as he said himself, life is a big game of chess.
Yep. But like I've never seen a man try so hard to get so hated.
I know, but
and
like
succeed so well and not be cancelled.
But also have such fans. I see, that's just life. As in, like,
Stands like
there's always people like that. Like, there's always this history.
I know.
Will tell you
time and time again. But he basically, in his ridiculous ass piece that I'm going to put in
his ridiculous ass,
his ridiculous teeny tiny ass, says that he's been arrested for trumped up charges and they have no accusations.
Mm-hmm.
And basically he's this whole fucking like the part of the Matrix where I got too close to the truth and they have to tear me down because it's the Matrix and and I can't even go on with the incel rhetoric. I just can't.
Yeah,
it's too far.
I hate that. Like, too close to the truth.
Oh, he got too close to the sun.
Oh yeah,
got too close to the truth.
like Icarus.
And that's why he got arrested. Anyway, obviously Piers Morgan, who, I mean,
another gobshite, to be honest.
Absolute gobshite. And you know you're doing the wrong thing when Piers Morgan has a higher moral high ground than you.
Yeah, that's when it starts to get really bad.
You know, if you're watching a Piers Morgan interview and you agree with him over the person he's interviewing,
that's when you know the guy's bad.
This person's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
So
I actually can't stand that gobshite.
Piers Morgan?
Mm.
Yeah, but he does fascinating interviews with
He
Andrew
does,
Tate.
but like, shut up.
I mean, it's like Dumb and Dumber, but like it's fascinating.
Yeah. See, what annoys me of Piers Morgan is he actually is quite intelligent, and I'm just like,
I know, and he's very
saying that. Good point, you bastard.
I know he's very eloquent as well.
Yeah.
And very like quick off the mark.
Yeah.
But still a twat. Anyway, he thoroughly believes that the world's just out to get him, and he's just a poor little innocent victim
From the get-go.
from the ghetto streets to the
Yeah.
what does he say?
Oh. I can't remember. What is it?
Insert clip here.
Yeah.
Anyway, he does have another fan.
Oh, fucking bitch. Go on.
The fucking wagon herself. Sigh louder for the people in the back.
What's her name again?
Candace Owens.
Candace Owens.
Candace Owens is
So painful.
I actually don't know
But that's also a flex. On
how
her
painful she is.
No, well, yeah. She's like another version. Like, that's her whole personality is built on being, and her whole like
A
brand
knob.
is, yeah, it is. Like, she's having all these controversial opinions, and it's not like that they're, like, I even hate that phrase of controversial opinions. Like, what even is that? As in, you should be allowed to have an opinion, but her whole thing is that it's like constant flexing as how she's so different.
She's also, I just find her so patronizing and condescending. Like, I just feel like
Yeah.
every time she's talking to you, she's like trying to make a point, you know, and like, you're dumb and let me
And
tell
like,
you
just
how
wait,
it is.
just wait 1 second. Like, just let me tell you. I'll explain it to you.
Yeah,
That's what
she's
I
like
feel
mansplaining.
Yeah.
But she's a woman, so it's like even more annoying because
I
it's
know.
like, you know how annoying that is and you're doing it to me, you wagon.
I know. And I hate when she also tries to be like full transparency. Like, she's trying to level with you. She's trying to be honest. She's trying to say to you as an equal. She's like, listen, full transparency. I'm just gonna be honest with you. And so we're on the same page here. I hate that. I'm like, you're a liar.
But also like, just speak.
Yeah, just shut up.
Stop telling me how honest and truthful.
I feel like I'm so tired and
transparent you are.
delirious. I'm like, shut up,
Shut up, you
Candace.
stupid. We're getting catty now.
Yeah.
But anyway, she fucking loves him, and she, on her recent episode, she actually put out an episode last week on her podcast about Andrew Tate and his poor little brother getting arrested for nothing, and she fully agrees with his absolute.
Yeah. But as she said, full transparency. she has been friends with him before.
Yeah,
Her husband.
hubby.
And she met him before she met her husband. So like, she's biased.
Also, her entire rationale for him not being a rapist is that he was always nice to her.
Yeah.
Like, he is really close friends with your husband,
And-
you stupid witch.
Yeah, and she also said that, like, which is just like, so it was that the UK are trying to, I don't know, I don't have the correct terms here, but the UK are trying to like arrest him, or we're trying to arrest him, right?
Mhm.
And the Crown refused to proceed with the
Sorry,
charges.
The Satanists were trying to arrest him.
The Satanists, excuse me.
Excuse me.
But the Crown, or like the fucking law,
Crown Court,
wouldn't proceed with it. So the women, which is fair enough, can't obviously afford the legal fees themselves. So they took it as a civil case because the government refused to pay. That doesn't mean it's necessarily not true.
No, and she took that as such a negative thing.
Yeah.
Like, they need help to proceed with the case. And it's
like,
well,
yeah, obviously,
they're just
'cause they're normal humans.
normal people trying to fight the good fight.
Yeah.
And he's a potentially multi-millionaire.
Yeah. Like, who is going to have the most like amazing, the best lawyer is going to, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, they need a bit of cash, like, God forbid.
I have many questions about the amount of money that he has as well.
I know, same. I'd love to know. I'd love to check his AIB.
Well, like, because he says that when he got arrested in Romania, repossessed all of his stuff. And then when he was interviewed on Piers Morgan made a sassy comment about like how he's getting by now. And he's like, because I have faith.
Oh. Is that what the barista in Starbucks takes payment as?
Yeah. And that's what, like, you know, rents are paid by and stuff. But I think that, like, now again, I'll link it below. But I think what he was hinting to the whole time was that, like, he's got like many offshore accounts and no one knows how much money he has.
He is now.
Because he had this like stupid little smirk on his face the whole time.
Yeah, and he also has his Hustlers University, which we worked it out. Is $49.
$49.99 a month.
Yeah, and there's 180 subscribers according to the website, which is 9 million. Quick maths, yes, I know, I'm amazing. And Katie is
9 million flat. So it's obviously not true.
Not true, yeah. So that is 9 million per month, which now, Katie, how good are your maths?
Well,
9 by 12.
He has a lot of, I'm sure he's got like overheads or whatever, but he's also still making money from the cam girls. And he also,
which he said in an interview was he made 60,000 a month for 75 employees, which is 400 per cam girl.
I don't think he has that still.
Oh.
So, but say he's getting, 600,000 or 6,000 a month.
60,000.
60,000.
Or is it 600,000? 60,000.
So he's getting 9 million and 60,000 a month. I mean, it's just fucking nonsense. Because so first of all, he has like 33 luxury cars. But then they only seized 15 in Romania. I know, only 15. What
is the actual need for 33 cars? Is it like...
But like, there's two of you.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Like, what are you actually doing?
And also, aren't you in a compound?
You don't have 33 friends.
But don't you, like, aren't you stuck in a compound? Like, what is he doing riding around a roundabout?
He's fucking
doing donuts.
So why is he even in a compound? So many questions.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
No, don't even ask him.
Twat. Anyway. Can you tell me your favorite tweet?
Oh, yeah.
Can you tell me your top 3 favorite tweets?
So, it's not necessarily my favorite tweet, but I think something that is just perfect description is his bio on X.
Oh, yeah.
So it says, human trafficker, because I told my friends how to post on TikTok. Rapist, because some girl remembered from 15 years ago once I became rich. Cool.
He's such a G.
Such a G. And then I've actually just here in his, oh my God, his the link in his bio is for topg.com.
Oh, what's topg.com? This actually makes me scared.
So Top G is his merch shop. So he has, what you wear sends a signal. For example, teeny tiny blazers. Official Top G performance merchandise designed for conquering the world. Let's shop now.
Conquering the world one teeny tiny blazer at a time.
So he's a comics, Top G Comics. A final attack. The tales of chess teachings. The tales and chess teachings of international chess master Emery Andrew Tate II. So he has a book. Oh my god, this is crazy. Fireblood.
You know what that website gives me? It gives me like nobody else approved this. He just really wanted to do it. And it was like his own, he just sat at home one night doing it.
Do you remember when like the internet first started to exist and we used to be able to make like websites from like
nonsense,
like code or whatever?
Yeah.
Way back. I can't remember. It was like there's like PNG or something like that way back when. That's what it reminds me of. Like where you're like, start your own website. Embrace the burn, seize the power. Crafted for those who dare hardship. It says taste of your determination. An all-in-one formula. Oh, he has like, it's called Fireblood. It's a supplement.
Oh my god.
Essential nutrients journey towards peak physical and mental performance. Oh my god. It tastes disgusting because it's good for you. Call 1-800 don't be gay.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
What a G. He is so cool. Like everything about him just makes me want to be him. That is disgusting. Like I can't even.
1800 don't be gay.
1800 don't be gay.
He is gross. Sorry, he is so gross.
What's in that? Poison?
Ascorbic acid, vitamin D. It's just like fucking Baraka. Not a sponsored post.
But also Baraka fucking tastes nice.
Yeah. But don't be a pussy. Like you don't need it to
don't
taste
be gay.
nice. Don't be gay.
Oh my god.
It tastes disgusting because it's good for you.
Sorry, can we just go back to his bio on X for a second? Like I'm kind of reeling. Like he actually is a self-proclaimed sex trafficker and he's taking the piss out of both the individuals he's alleged to have sex trafficked and the rape victims, alleged rape victims.
Yeah. It's funny because I kind of went into this, like when we do these podcasts, generally we kind of like to have different opinions in a way.
Yeah.
So we can discuss it. And I went into this, let's say, with an open mind, as in like, I know people that are fans of him and they aren't all crazy.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like, okay, maybe there's something I don't agree with, but like I can have a bit of understanding or whatever. And the more and more we dive into this, the more and more I'm learning that he is an absolute knob.
Like he's like, I mean,
like he's disgusting.
We can sit here and slag him because like, I mean, it's fun.
Yeah.
But he's actually disgusting.
He's actually disgusting.
And like the slagging of the victims, like, are you sick in the head? It's almost like it's a fucking game.
Yeah. That's what's like really disgusting, I think, about like
it's such a game.
Rape victims, sex traffickers, or sex trafficking, like as if that's almost like tongue in cheek.
Yeah, like it's like, oh yeah, sure, I robbed that apple from that shop once.
Yeah.
Which again is a crime, but still. Like even like if you take like say Russell Brand.
Yeah.
Also somebody who was alleged to have raped a number of women.
Yeah.
Again, still alleged because that hasn't gone to trial or anything like that.
Yeah.
So fair enough. And like in fairness, we should treat Andrew Tate as much as he is absolutely repulsive. He's not been tried and formally charged with sex trafficking and rape. Like these are our alleged crimes, sure. But so are the crimes against Russell Brand. And you don't, and like he now isn't exactly of the moral high ground. But if he came out and took the piss out of his victims, everyone would be like,
what the fuck?
But like, what the fuck?
I know.
Like, does Andrew Tate not have any sort of empathy? Like, maybe he's a psychopath.
Yeah, sounds like it. Ugh.
Do you want to hear? Actually, sorry, I found another tweet and it just goes back to the fucking haircut thing, which obviously, like, I mean, he seems to talk about it a lot.
Yeah,
it's why he chooses to stay bald, allegedly.
Is it? Yeah.
No, baby boy, we saw the hairline.
Yeah, we know.
We know your truth. You're bald.
And that's fine.
And that's fine. It happens to everyone.
We support you.
It's
That's
natural.
fine.
So I found this website. The 10 worst things Andrew Tate has ever said.
Go on, tell me.
The 10th. Please provide your email address so I can send a complete list of my car collection and their respective enormous emissions. And he sent that to Greta Gerwig.
Mm-hmm.
Number 9. Number 9. I do know how to administer CPR. However, I will not administer CPR unless you are a hot female. If you are a fat dude and you're just having a heart attack and I don't really know you, you're going to die. No, even if you're a friend.
Okay. That's so funny. Ha ha ha. Like, come on.
And then he's like, but it's satire. Do people not understand satire?
Yeah, it's like I
no,
do.
But
Literally,
I also understand that you're just a dick.
listen, I am a satire queen.
But like, there's satire and then there's like...
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's not satire. That's just like bad comedy. That's a bad sense of humor.
Yeah. Oh. Here's a great one. And he was actually ranting about Harvey Weinstein's case at the time.
Okay.
And this is number 8 on the list of 10. I actually would like to get through all 10. Number 8 is, if you put yourself in a position to be raped, you must bear some responsibility.
I literally have like nothing to say to that.
Nope. Number 7. We can all hold our vomit back. This belief does discredit a whole... Sorry. This belief does discredit as a whole. Stick to the serious definitions and stop pretending normal male behavior is rape. Normal male behavior is rape.
See, this is where I get confused with people being fans, because as I said earlier, like, I know people who are really smart and really kind and really nice people who are fans of him. And I know we say like two things can be true at once, and you know, you can understand that you might agree with someone in some things, but like, how can you, when that is in the same breath, he might say like, get up in the morning, have a great life, go make that money, but then he also says things like that. Like, how can you differentiate? I just don't personally get it.
I actually think it's like blind faith.
Yeah.
Because in the Channel 4 documentary, which I'm just going to keep talking about because it was so good.
Yeah.
There is a clip of a few very strong followers of his that are interviewed, and they're very much like, oh, he's joking. Like, obviously, don't you understand that? And it's like, this is clearly, no, he's clearly a joke. And it's just all this, like, it's just so easily brushed under the rug. And they just only look at the good things and not the bad things.
Yeah.
But like, if he's joking or not, this is still sick.
Yeah. And
dangerous rhetoric. And like we say so many times, you shouldn't believe that everything that you read on the internet, but people do, and you have a responsibility of if you have freedom of reach. Like, you just do.
Yeah.
And if you don't care about the people that are digesting your fucking nonsense,
Yeah.
that's on you.
Yeah, he's got a huge responsibility.
Huge responsibility. And he's always like, oh, I respect men and I respect masculinity. This isn't masculinity.
No.
There's nothing about this is masculine.
No.
Do you want me to keep going?
Okay, do one more before I like...
Pass away into a million pieces?
Yeah.
Number 6. Why would you be with a woman who's not a virgin anyway? She's used goods second hand.
Well, that's bullshit. As in, like, that's bullshit anyway. As in, he doesn't even believe that. He has 7 girls on the go.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But like, I also don't understand who's not a virgin anyway. So I'm sorry. Are you? Chances are in 2024, if you're getting with somebody who's a virgin, they're young.
Yeah, and you're like whatever 36. Fucking hell.
Yeah, you're no spring chicken.
Yeah.
I mean, 36 is really young, but still.
It's really young.
I'll keep going.
Yeah. Go on.
Number 5. So people who defend depression.
Oh, I've heard this one.
They get angry when I say this because they need this bullshit to justify their own failures. By admitting I'm right, they need to work hard and make themselves happy. To avoid the work, argue with me and pretend depression is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So like, this is just straight up dumb. This is in 2017.
Yeah.
And he has said this a lot
Yeah.
in different forms about like him not believing in depression and stuff. But like, you're not a happy camper and anyone can see that.
But that tweet is, I think, a prime example of like, I know we were like struggling earlier to articulate it, but that is why he's dangerous.
Yeah.
Like there is, I think, is it suicide is the second biggest killer in the UK for men?
Yeah.
Or is it the biggest?
I have heard it's the biggest now. That's
think
not
it- no,
I
I think you
fact
could
checked
be-
that, but it's like definitely, especially younger men. Like it is just huge.
Under 45, I think it's the biggest killer is themselves.
Yeah.
That's the stat. And that right there is why it's so dangerous. As in like people who are depressed in his mind are just not willing to do the work, which is absolutely just not the case.
It's just so medieval, but it's so disappointing because you're young. You know what I mean? Like the mental health awareness has come on leaps and bounds in the last 20 years.
Yeah.
Like leaps and bounds. And it's even probably better than it was in 2017. Like it just comes on better and better every year because
Yeah.
we've got more knowledge, we've got more everything. And he also says that he doesn't believe that it's a chemical makeup in your brain,
Yeah, which is just like science.
which is literally just like fucking fact.
Yeah. That
Like-
is like literal science.
Literally like,
But I think like that, as you said, like that's really dangerous. That's like a really dangerous thing to say. And I think that like there is like men are struggling at the moment, like massively. And I like, while I'm not saying obviously like there's so many privileges being a man, like that's a fact, and men get like a lot of benefits through life and bonuses being like being a man, but they do struggle, and they've struggled to like articulate when they're sad, and a lot of the time like there's nowhere to turn to. There's no one when men are saying, "Oh, I'm struggling," people say, "Get on with things."
but it's also exactly, but it's also part of his
Yeah.
rhetoric on the Hustlers University that doesn't really make any sense because he's like, oh, we support each other. That's not supportive. That's
Well-
not supportive of men. It's not supportive of the actual cause. I mean, he is from the UK. Like, he should know these stats.
Yeah, I know.
Like, he
Well,
should know his
doesn't-
audience.
Well, of course, he wants to make money. He probably does, and he probably knows exactly how to get there.
But like, if you are like, okay, I'm super lost in my life. I don't know what to do with myself. I have no guidance. I feel like it's a feminine world. I feel like I'm lost in this society that's catering towards the gender that I am not. And you try and find guidance in somebody who's supposed to be pro masculinity, pro money, pro, you know, go to the gym, get yourself a good life, get yourself fit and well and treat yourself good. And you're like, oh, Andrew, help me. I'm depressed.
Yeah.
What's he going to say to you?
Well, he's going to say, "Get your shit together." He's like, "I see you, but I'm going to help you."
He's going to be like, pull up your socks, mate.
But he's not just pull up your socks. He's like, "I will help you pull up your socks, and this is how you do it."
But how can he do that and also say that he doesn't believe in depression? And depressed people are lazy.
But it's not that he doesn't think he doesn't think it's a chemical imbalance. He thinks it's just that you're struggling, and you just don't know. You don't like haven't figured out the right way of getting there.
Which is pimping.
Yeah, and he can show you how. Like, and I think that's.
Maybe that's why he's got so many followers.
Yeah, I think that's exactly why his followers. He's he's here being like, "Hi, I can help you. You're struggling. You want to make more money. You want to find, like you want to get girls. You want to make more money. Like I get it. I had no money once. I get it. I know the struggle. The struggle. Yeah, the struggle is real. I'm here. Follow these steps. I can help you." And I think that's where like the whole, like we can see very intelligent people kind of getting sucked into that.
Yeah, if they're like lost
Yeah,
enough.
definitely. I think it's like these. I feel like saying lost boys is almost patronizing, but
No, but it's kind too. Like it's not a negative thing.
Yeah.
You know, it happens to everybody, and it's a time in their lives. But it's not necessarily lost boys. Sometimes, in some cases, it's just younger susceptible boys.
yeah, true.
You know, and it's they're just searching for somebody to lean on, and that's the person.
They need a role model.
They need a role model,
Yeah.
and this is who they find. But I don't know.
I think that these like influencers, like Andrew Tate and Jordan Peterson, they acknowledge the difficulties that men face, and then they offer a path of improvement.
Yeah.
It's like the one group in the world that welcomes them and accepts them with open arms.
Which is so sad that it has to be somebody this dangerous and this extreme to like help people.
But then the alternative is like, you know, we hear someone's a fan of Andrew Tate and we're automatically saying, what a fool, what an idiot, that guy's a bad guy. Like, you know, and you make a judgment.
Yeah, and I suppose maybe what we should be doing is saying, is he okay?
Yeah. Like, why do you feel that way? What's inspiring?
Yeah, like what took you? What was the A to B to Andrew Tate?
Yeah.
And like, I think as well, which is kind of maybe a good segue to talk about his impact in schools.
Yes. Tell me about this. You did a little bit of research on this.
Yeah. So again, Channel 4 documentary. They briefly touch on, so basically Andrew Tate has this whole kind of stupid shtick of being like, oh yeah, well, what color is your Bugatti?
Okay.
Like, why should I listen to you?
Yeah.
You pavo. And apparently kids have been saying that to their teachers.
What color is your Bugatti?
What color is your Bugatti? And female teachers.
Sorry, so is this like a code for something?
No, it basically means like, why should I believe you? Like Andrew Tate is basically saying like, I've got 33 Bugattis, whatever.
This is why
I'm better than you.
Yeah.
So by him saying, what color is your Bugatti?
Yeah.
You don't have a Bugatti.
Yeah.
And he's better than you then.
So like, why? If I was a teacher, we're like, what color is yours?
I know, but like, it's just that it's like, okay. And like, and one teacher was interviewed on the Channel 4 documentary, and she says that like, she's a young woman, like she's really young, and like, she's trying to teach a class full of boys, and she's like, no one's listening to me.
Yeah. Because this bastard.
And she was like, some of them are joking, but some of them are not joking. And he's actually been banned in a lot of schools in the UK.
Banned for the students talking about him. But see, it's kind of like the more you ban something,
It's sensationalizing.
It sensationalizes it and makes people feel misunderstood, and like that they need to either do something in secret, and like you don't understand it.
Well, I suppose there's probably an element of like, the only person that understands me I now can't talk about. And
Yeah,
it's like,
exactly.
It's like I'm even more of a victim now.
Yeah.
Victim's not the right word. But I'm even more lost now than I was, because the only person that got me isn't...
Yeah.
God.
I know. That's why it's like, I definitely think you need to approach these young boys, I think anyway, like with a little bit of empathy and understanding, and like show them an alternative route.
Yeah.
And showing them that they can be like seen, they're heard, and they can be helped and supported and understood.
But what, like, again, devil's advocate, like, what other routes? Like, there's no other than maybe like their fathers or male figures in their lives, like, you know, fathers, grandfathers, whatever male relationships they have in their lives, of somebody that they could kind of have a parental figure, or a paternal figure. Like, if a child is so attached to Andrew Tate and you take Andrew Tate away from them, then what?
Yeah.
Who's going to teach them how to be a man? You know what I mean? Like, there's nobody else out there doing what he's doing in a kind way.
Yeah.
Everyone that's doing it is insane.
But I also heard somebody speaking about this, and a lot of like what a man is what you can see, and like what is represented on the outside. Like 80% of a man is like about what you can see and how you appear and how you act and whatever. But actually, like, and this is like a thing. This is like a generational thing. I think is about like our generation struggle about like sitting with what's on the inside, as in like we all are have so much stimulation and everything. Like we barely have time to like look in within ourselves because we're constantly like listening to podcasts, which you should be doing.
Subscribing to podcasts.
Subscribing on Patreon, which is like really good and really educational.
It's the only one you need.
But we don't stop. We don't ever stop and look inwards. We're constantly trying to look outwards.
Yeah.
And I think like men and women, I don't think
no, it's not necessarily gendered.
A gender thing, but I think it's like, but a lot of what women, like what is a woman? It's emotional, it's being kind, it's being whatever, whereas a lot of what being a man is like outward. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I don't know, like I have no idea, to be honest, but I'm like, from my just literally understanding of all of this, it's like maybe we should be encouraging men to look inwards, rather than outwards,
and focusing on what kind of person they want to be, as opposed to being what kind of man they want to be, and just thinking about it in a non-gendered sense. Like, because I think the really structural gender roles that Andrew Tate is trying to kind of guide people into is like reductive.
And I also think that like some of his things, as in like, yes, unfortunately the facts are like men and women, while they're very similar and like in some ways they're also different. It's just, that's just science, like that's just biology, like strength and whatever else. And I've lost my train of thought.
Was it about gender roles?
Yeah. Why am I snorting so much?
It's cute.
No, it's gone.
Will I read the next tweet?
Yeah, go on.
Okay, this is number 4.
Okay.
Dude, that was a big tangent on number 5.
Yeah.
Important though. So number 4, by extension, if I have a responsibility over her, then I must have a degree of authority.
If I have...
By extension, if I have responsibility over her, then I have a degree of authority.
As in if he's paying or something.
The responsibility is when you're looking after somebody.
Yeah.
Now this is Andrew Tate world. Okay, this is not the real world.
Hustler world.
So responsibility is, paying for her and providing for her. And the authority is for her to be...
To do what you say.
To do what you say.
Oh, shove it up your arse.
I mean, I've seen worse, to be fair.
Yeah, I'm saying that's not a bad one.
Number 3.
Go on.
One of the best things about being a man is being able... Sorry. Number 3. One of the best things about being a man is being territorial and being able to say, that is mine.
Is that not like one of the best things about being like a human?
But he's talking about women.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? He's not talking about his Bugattis.
Oh, he's not talking about like property or like his
He's
dinner.
talking about property.
He's talking
about his property in his head.
His potatoes.
No, he's talking about, this is mine.
Oh, fuck off.
So this a statement basically further provided Tate's views on women and gender roles, and they do not reflect modern concepts. Oh, really? Website, do you think?
Yeah, thanks, website.
Number 2. We're dropping another ore bomb here. I am not a rapist, but I do like the idea of just being able to do it. Fuck, I can't even read this. Number 2, I am not a rapist, but I do like the idea of being able to do what I want. I like being free. So kids, if you're listening, that is freedom. What the fuck?
Oh, like
what the fuck? I can't, like... He said this while he was under investigation. Like, he has said this in the last year, since he got arrested for sex trafficking and rape.
it's just fucking wild. This is like, I know, and we've said this before, but this is the issue with freedom of speech and freedom of reach. Like, the difference between the two, as in, like, this is where, like, social media platforms and like all of them, this is where it's really important to, like, have regulations.
Yeah.
Like, that is, like, the prime example.
I think their version of regulations in this scenario is that the fact that they have, like, bleeped out the word rapist. Like,
is this in the on the website? It's bleeped out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, you can see the word or.
Yeah.
Okay, number 1. Read the Bible. Every single man had multiple wives. Not a single woman had multiple husbands. It's against the will of God. It's disgusting.
Is he a religious man?
He is a religious man. He has converted to Islam.
Oh. That's random. Do you know what?
He did live in Dubai for a while, though. Shocker.
Yeah. There is a person that I know who is very into this kind of world, but has also recently gotten into God, or like, well, like, this is all from social media or whatever, but we'll, like, talk about God and talk about, like, whatever. I would be really interested to know the correlation between that, apart from, like, the old, Testament, or do you know what I mean, like, the Bible, the like the way they have multiple wives, or like the comparisons between, like, the ideal world or whatever. But I'd be interested. Is it like, is it like a bigger picture kind of thing, or I don't know.
Did you say that individual is living in Dubai?
Mm-hmm.
Curious though, because then I wonder if God that they're referring to is Allah, or
good point,
or God.
Yeah.
In a Christianity sense, or in another religious sense.
Yeah.
But the only thing that I can kind of correlate it to is this kind of traditional values.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That, like,
rhetoric,
the original, like, the old, maybe Old Testament's the wrong phrasing, but, like,
it's definitely New Testament. But it's like
the Bible, like the way
the Bible. I mean, obviously in that particular tweet, Andrew Tate was talking about the Bible, not the Quran. Yeah. So he is talking about a Christian religion, which is interesting considering he is now a Muslim. But
that is interesting.
He hasn't been known for being consistent.
Well, that is true.
But it is interesting how God relates, because
like, I wonder where God comes into it, or how it fits into the story.
Yeah, because Tate himself is big on faith.
Yeah.
So I wonder if, like, having faith and
you
stuff,
are the master of your own destiny, and
like it is a bit religious, but then, like, religious is, see, this is where I kind of lose interest. No, where I lose the path a little bit, because you're talking about getting up in the morning, making your dreams come true, going to the gym, working your ass off, being an entrepreneur, being a hustler, being whatever. But if you were truly religious, everything is God willing.
Yeah, true.
So, like, do you have prayer in there? Like, is the reason you're getting up and being able to do this because you're religious? Like, I would love to know the correlation in depth, because it doesn't really make sense. Like, people usually who are very religious.
But then it's also, like, again, this is all just from like the research that we've done. It's like this like positive lifestyle
Yeah.
of like, so unless there's a correlation there of like getting up in the morning, you know, to start with like positive affirmations and you are amazing, you'll
Yeah.
be this, like the motivation, that kind of thing.
Maybe it is kind of, yeah, affirmation.
Yeah.
I'd love to know, this is a bit off topic, but I'd love to know if he does drugs.
100% he does drugs.
But like, because he's so fucking on it. Like, you'd imagine he's a big cokehead. Like, he screams cokehead.
Yeah.
But he's so like, my body is pure.
Yeah, but so does so many people. Like,
Yeah.
that's just like pretty much every like fucking personal trainer out there that like makes their money off wellness and fitness is like really into coke.
Yeah.
Do you know, like there's so many people that are like, my body's my temple.
But he's like massive anti-vaxxer, massive, like, I don't put shit into my body, like, da da da.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Even though from like when he was talking about like, remember that interview we watched and he was saying that, describing when his original 2 girlies, one of them called the police on him.
Yeah.
And he was like, they called the police and I put my phone in like
in the toilet
or whatever, because he was like, you know, I had to make money at one stage. I've done a lot of shit. I've lived a varied life. Yeah. I'm like, that just screams like drugs to me.
But it's also like, he constantly has flexes. Like, there's no way to know if that's true.
Yeah, true. You're right.
Like, he just could want those lads to just think he was cool, because like, maybe that's to have a varied life is cool.
And fucking put your fucking phone down the toilet.
Like, to talk about Easter eggs, like,
yeah,
do you know what I mean? He's constantly dropping this, like,
he wants a lot of speculation.
Random, like, oh yeah, no, I went on holiday to Ibiza. I took my private jet. It's like, you didn't need to say that.
Yeah,
you could just say that you went there.
I know. Well, obviously he's,
you know, he's just like dropping,
yeah,
little flexes, and like literally, if you watch any interview with him, it's like every sentence or every second sentence, like, it's insane.
Yeah, he's just literally talking. He can't string a sentence together without dropping some sort of like hint or like
flex.
Yeah,
it's
flex
always a fucking flex.
Ugh. Anyway,
twat.
So, in conclusion,
absolutely love him.
He's a great guy.
Can't get enough.
I do think that it is important to, I think Andrew, my personal take anyway, is that he is a knob. And I think it's important though to open your mind to his fans and approach them with empathy and understanding, and ask them questions and try and understand and see if there's a correlation. I think putting your head in the sand and saying he's a knob, no, don't give him any. I personally think that doesn't help. Yeah. I think try to be supportive to somebody that is a huge fan. And I'm not saying, by the way, that everyone that is a fan of Andrew Tate is like this lost soul. That's absolutely not true whatsoever.
No, but I also don't think it says good things. I agree. But I also think that we should only be giving empathy to a certain demographic of his fans and not all. If you are above a certain age and have the cognitive ability to research an individual that you are fangirling over, then I think that you should be held accountable for your beliefs. Maybe
empathy is the wrong word, but more curiosity.
Curiosity, yeah, but I do think maybe empathy towards the younger generation. I really do, because I think that's where the danger lies massively. And I think curiosity, yes, but I also just think if you're big and bold enough,
to be shouting and roaring
about some twat, I think opinions. You need to know the ins and the outs.
Yeah, you have a responsibility too.
And what it means for you to be an Andrew Tate fan and shout about it from the rooftops. I just think it says a lot about you as a person.
I agree. I think but I just mean, I'm not saying like, if you see an Andrew Tate fan, go up to them and say, hey, you okay? Yeah. But I just mean that like, it doesn't always equate to you being a bad person. And I think that us constantly, like this rhetoric that we're like, oh, this guy's an Andrew Tate fan, he's a prick, is not 100% accurate. I think that
no, it's not fair.
Like,
necessarily.
Yeah, and as he said multiple times, I think we should get this tattooed. 2 things can be true at once.
But I also just think, like, I think if somebody I knew was a genuine Andrew Tate fan, I'd be like, yeah, right.
So
Like,
would I.
genuinely, or genuinely, as a close friend of ours always says. I actually think I would be very like, what the, like, do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, but that's how you should.
You know, like,
that's the way you're supposed to.
yeah. But in saying that, if I met a Joe Soap on the street and he was like, oh yeah, GM or whatever the fuck, I'd be like, running a mile.
Yeah, same. I'd be like, red flag,
Sayonara,
this
sister.
scares the shit out of me.
Yeah.
But I think that if someone close to you or someone that you care about is going down that road, it's instead of being like, like, or whatever, running away from it. Because we have friends, we have people that we know that are interested in this kind of world, let's say. And a lot of our friends would also be like I'm such a curious person, hence why we have this bloody podcast. And I'm always like asking them, I'm trying to figure it out. I'm like, and why do you like that? And what do you find appealing? And whatever. Yeah. Whereas they are like, why are you talking to him? Why are you talking to them about that? And I'm like, well, like, you're not going to understand them or change someone's viewpoint if you care about changing their viewpoint, if you feel so passionate about it, by saying nothing, by just sitting back and like, and I'm not saying argue, but by understanding someone, you can like meet them where they are.
Yeah, meet them halfway even. Yeah. No, I agree. And I do think it encourages healthy conversations.
Yeah. I'm not saying go to every bloody person and be like, I hope you're okay, honey.
Yeah, but I mean, he does have a dangerous, like, undertone.
And I think
he's so, like, sorry, but if you look at it, I didn't mean to cut across you there, but if you look at him in the interviews, he's so aggressive. Like, it's such aggression.
Yeah.
He is screaming and he's pointing, and his language is very aggressive all the time. Like, the fact that somebody's come out and been like, oh yeah, he abused me, like,
yeah, no fucking wonder.
You're fucking innocent until you're proven guilty by a court of law.
Yeah.
Yes, and this is not a court of public opinion, blah 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 blah, but I buy it.
I do too. And I think, like, I just think, as I said, I'm like, two things can be true at once. Like, he is a knob. He is a violent person. He's misogynistic. He's a narcissist. Like, he is not a good person, but he is preying on these lost boys.
Innocent.
Yeah, confused, trying to find their place in the world. And he's pushing this narrative about what a man is, what you need to be a man. He's taking advantage. Mm-hmm. So, like, I actually think that he, like, not saying that they're victims, but like that is his whole premise. Like, he knows exactly grooming. What he's doing. Yeah, exactly.
But I also think that, like, and again, touching on our Gypsy Rose story, that all he knows about being masculine and being a man comes from a narcissist.
Yeah.
From a diagnosed narcissist who, by the signs of him, was a little bit of a lost boy himself.
Yeah. A rolling stone.
And I think now, apparently he was a very, very intelligent man and he traveled the world playing chess, but he died with $12 in his pocket.
Oh.
So he wasn't a successful man. And he wasn't a very happy man because of the way I mean, maybe I'm making generalizations, but I don't think happy people behave that way and are aggressive towards their children and their wives, and they don't leave their wives when their children are 10.
What do they say? The quality of your life is the quality of your relationship.
Yeah.
Relationships.
Yeah. Well, exactly. I mean, like, he doesn't scream happiness to me. So you're learning everything that you hold dear today and everything that you stand on, all these morals that you're so fucking closely adhering to, are from somebody who was a diagnosed narcissist who you saw once a year.
Yeah.
It makes me want to just tell him that he is a sad little boy, and like, I don't even know what you can do.
I don't know.
But like, maybe he should go to, like, obviously if he is guilty of these crimes, he should go to prison for a really, really long time. But like, I just don't think we've heard the end of him, even if he does get proven guilty in this trial.
But maybe, as we discussed before in the Gypsy Rose thing, like, maybe somewhere like a prison is a good place for him to be for rehabilitation, for him to understand, like, yeah. But then, I mean, like, with narcissists, like, there's only so much you can do as well. Like, you can't make them understand sometimes.
True. Like, I mean, he isn't a diagnosed narcissist, but I'm sure he has been.
Yeah. Or maybe he's not. Maybe he's not.
I mean, he's not a healthy mind.
Yeah.
And how much of it do you think is actually authentic?
That's a really good question. I guess it's kind of like our theme is in like, I actually don't think, I think a lot of this is an act, and I think he's like preying on, he's like seen this like kind of like little niche in these,
Yeah.
as we like to call them, the Lost Boys. And I think that a lot of it is an act. His accent, the like call, like whatever, what is it, 100 or whatever, 1800 don't be gay, like they're all like headlines, and they're clickbait, and like
It's like his bios though.
yeah, and his bios, do you know what I mean? Like all of that is to get a reaction and keep it like pure, and I think that's all part of the bigger plan. And as I said, similar to Taylor Swift, like he knows
what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing. So for that, I'm going to say I think he's a wicked man. And he's wise.
You can't have both.
Okay, I'm going to say he's wicked. I can't. I was going to say he's wise because he's the one that's making the money and whatever else. But actually, there's like, as much as we've discussed this, as much as like people can say his opinion is great, and you don't whatever separate the artist and the art, or whatever the fuck, the person from the artist and all that kind of stuff. Like, no, you can't. I personally think everything about him as a person is disgusting, regardless.
Yeah, no, I agree. And like, I mean, it's cliche because we always say two things can be true, and now I just said that you can't be wise and wicked. But like, I just think it's fun to pick one.
Yeah, you have to pick a side.
You have to pick a side. And I think he's definitely very intelligent. I think he's definitely, like, there's no doubt about it, he's a very intelligent man. He's got a very interesting relationship with the game of chess, and I think that is a scream for daddy. He didn't go to his dad's funeral, by the way.
Why?
Because he was working. He was doing what his dad had wanted to do.
His dad has wanted him to do. Oh my God.
I just think that says, he was like, oh, I can mourn him from here. I don't need to go to a funeral.
Yeah, but
it speaks wonders to me about their relationship. It really does. And like, I think he holds on to the game of chess like he holds on to his daddy love that he never got.
Yeah.
And I think everything is a chess game to him, and everything is a game to him. And I think that everything he does is inauthentic. And I actually think if he looked himself in the mirror and had a genuine thought or a come to Jesus moment with himself, he wouldn't have any idea who he actually is, because everything he's been doing from the moment he stepped foot into his first kickboxing ring, he's been playing a game. Yeah. And I think he is wicked.
Okay, so we both agree. For once. We can agree on this, and I'm proud to agree with you on this.
I'm really proud to agree with you on this. I think we did a great deep dive into Andrew Tate.
I think we did too.
And I hope you guys think so too. We'd love your feedback as usual.
Yeah, we would love the feedback, and I also want to let you all know, appreciate how fucking tired we are.
Oh my God, stop. We can't even talk anymore. But I would also like to say, if you guys have any wishes of who we could talk about next time, do let us know. We'd love to hear who you would like us to deep dive into, and see who is wise and who is wicked. So
let us know.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Thank you.